Hello everybody and welcome back to Stellaris, where we are currently working on something, I assume? We need some housing here. I actually don't know what we're working on. I probably should have looked into that before starting this episode, but it didn't happen. It did not happen. Oh yeah, that's right. We were working on this station here, and we're going to eventually activate the L gate, but we're not ready for that just yet. So we are instead working on maxing out this fleet, which is working towards it. That's right. And we're also getting all of these stations good to go. That's fantastic. And we're going to move this guy back to be a little bit more centrally located. There's a war declaration. We don't necessarily like that, but that's okay. We are getting close to our naval cap. We should remember that. And we're going to get cruiser hull points in about 37 months. That's okay. Food from farmers, that'll be great. Food from starbase constructions, much less important. Okay, that's completely fine. And we need housing on Sirius Prime. Sure, we'll go ahead and do that. That'll be just fine. Wonderful. So the second fleet here, it'll need to be continually reinforced. We're going to wait until the next month tick here before we queue up again, because we should be able to get... Actually, no, we only need one. Never mind. We need to get that going as soon as we can. The minor economic sanctions actually failed. So we support the minor administrative sanctions. That'll be fine. We're not in too big of a rush right now to get aggressive or anything. We're completely fine. We're going to get our cruiser done here pretty soon, and we're mostly just waiting on technology and population growth. That's most of what's happening right now. So that's okay. I mean, we can do that. Maybe we should get started on doing this archaeological site. You know what? Let's get started on it. And we'll see exactly how difficult it ends up being, right? I mean, the question is, when we finish this, is it going to destroy our colony? It might. So I'm not going to invest too much into this colony for right now. There's a council election that is imminent. We are not really in the running to be in the leadership, and that's completely fine. We don't mind that. We will be in the running later on. For now, we are playing it patient. And that is great. This is, in fact, how I prefer to play most Paradox games. I like to play patient and the long game. Which is indeed exactly what's happening here. So we're going to be banking up a good amount of alloys. We are over our naval cap by 1 at this point. That's not a big deal. Although this cruiser will finish up. And put us over 2%. That's acceptable. We don't really hate that too much, so that'll be fine. We are a little low on our energy credits. We knew that would be the case. So that is absolutely fantastic. This is apparently currently a mining world. I'm not sure it's actually set up to be that. Well, it does have the asteroid impacts, so that is something to think about for sure. Let's go through these worlds for now, and we'll just find things like this. A planetary capital upgrade. Wonderful. Any others? Yes, here's one. And go down here. Here's another. Wonderful. Any more? Here's one. And here's 2. Great. So let's go through again on the way up, and we're going to look for Cyto-Revitalization Center upgrades. There we go. We're going to get a bunch of these because they, of course, increase our growth rate, which is very, very, very important to us. Just incredibly important. Okay. Toppled over buildings, crashed spaceships, lumps of melted junk and trinkets burned to a crisp indicate that the former inhabitants of Umzara Prime fled their homes in the midst of a losing battle against a superior foe. The presence of bodies bearing foreign military insignia suggests it may have been infighting between clans of rats, native to different homeworlds. Their evacuation efforts were impeded by their unwillingness to abandon their treasured trinkets, and many lost their lives scrabbling to save completely mundane items. One artifact, however, seems to have held a special place in their society, the Rubricator. It appears that they fought long and hard to save it, but ultimately had to leave it behind. Curious. So we will proceed on that. Fantastic. Eudixus Secundus is getting a planetary administration that will give it its job that it needs. So that's fine. All of these are underway. We did just lose our engineering researcher, and we're going to need a new one. Okay, you'll do. Fantastic. So, of course, she doesn't have a bonus to Voidcraft, but that'll be fine. 23 months left on our cruiser hull points. Absolutely fine. So, how are we doing in relation to the Corinth Trade Association? They are actually currently inferior to us. That's great. We're very happy about that. We're also going to, at least temporarily, move our first and second fleets over to Umzara. And yes, I am assuming that this S is silent. In fact, this is too many consonants in a row for me. Boom. Fantastic. Now it is silent. Wonderful. We're currently negative pretty dramatically on our energy credits, and I think that's because we're no longer orbiting our crew quarters here. Yeah, that's going to be why. That's okay, we're wanting to keep our first and second fleet up here for now. And we're going to need to do something, of course, about this slight energy credit issue. So we're just going to... We're already selling 50 consumer goods per month. We're going to bump that up to 100. There we go. Now we're probably going to hit negative on consumer goods fairly soon here. But this will boost up our energy credits. And it'll be a temporary fix. Not, well, it's not really a fix. It's kicking the can down the road, if I'm honest. So that'll be fine. These guys are in position here. This outpost is not going to provide much protection at all. But there's an order to the Rat's Chaos. In a somewhat official-looking building towards the center of town, there's a digital inventory of every single item, complete with their origins, gross misinterpretations of their intended uses, as well as some highly unhelpful notes on where to find them. The Rubricator, described as a thingamajig maker with magical powers, has its place to the right of the Empress's lilac ribbon, under her snout swabs, on the four-legged box with the funny face. Wherever that is.
Scientific breakthrough achieved.
Indeed. So that's food from farmers. That's good. And let's go ahead and be able to... Ooh, ship fire rate is really good. We're going to take it. I wanted to take the tile blocker clearance, but the ship fire rate is just too good. We can't pass that up. That's a 5% damage output increase. Like, that adds up incredibly quickly. So we're definitely going to take that. We are also getting 5% research speed, also huge. And then we're going to, I think, just take gravitic sensors. Okay. Now, we are negative on our consumer goods, and we are also negative on our energy credits again. We also have an available specialist job on this Forge World. So we're going to upgrade to the Cyto Revitalization Centers, and we're also going to build civilian industries here. On this mining world, we have a specialist job available. Are technicians a specialist job? Let's see here. I'm not sure if they're a worker job or a specialist job. I know we've got some technicians in here somewhere. Okay, which one of these did we build a district in? You know, our capital. We should have some in our capital. Yes. Technicians are a worker stratum job. Okay. So we need a specialist stratum job on this world. That is complicated, isn't it? You know what? We should just put in a research lab. That should do the trick. Okay, on this Forge World, we require a worker level job. We also have some fairly high crime here. We may want to launch an anti-crime campaign, and let's go ahead and do that. We're also going to put in an industrial district, although we are lacking in the minerals to make that happen. So we're going to just buy in a few minerals. There we go. I want to make sure that these are happening as quickly as possible. We'll put in that industrial district. And then on this world, this is a rural world, apparently. Although it's really not, and we're going to have it be a forge world. We are going to put in... Well, first off, we're going to upgrade the site of revitalization, and then we're going to grab civilian industries here. Any other site of revitalization that we can upgrade, we'll go ahead and do so. That looks like that's pretty much all of it that we can get for this exact moment. That'll be fine. So that is all underway. Fantastic. That should help out our consumer goods gain, as well as our energy credits. I'm wondering if we're currently losing some to trade. That's not a very big maximum piracy value there. Okay, let's just check in here. No, it all looks good. Our trade all looks good. Okay, so that's fine. The enigmatic cache has departed. It appears as though the enigmatic cache is now done with its scan of Hokri Prime and is seeking another target planet within our borders. Shame. Well, it'll continue to move around. That's fine. So how are we doing on our excavation over here? We're making progress, but it's going to be a while before we get that done. Let's take a look at our techs here. We're 5 months away from gravitic sensors, and that's great. We're going to definitely want those. Absolutely. We're also 4 months away from our cruiser hull points, which will boost our military power in these fleets, which is good. We're really, really going to need that. Like, to an incredible degree. So we'll let that tick on forward. We're hoping that we see battleships soon, but we'll also need to increase our naval cap if that's the case. Now, we could build some anchorages. And that may not be the worst idea. We could build anchorages like around Earth, so in Procyon and in Alpha Centauri, for example. That'll be fine. We'll go ahead and do that. We can also start building some habitats, in theory. Although I don't think we have that tech. No, we don't. We've swept our space, and we have discovered 5 trade value. Okay, that should automatically be grabbed. Unless that's in a really awkward place, but I think we have everything covered for trade value. So that will boost our energy credits and consumer goods somewhat. There's our consumer goods, or rather, our consumer goods. There's our cruiser abilities. Ooh, battleships. Yes, battleships. We're going to grab that. That's going to be 72 months. That is quite extensive, in fact.
Scientific breakthrough achieved.
Oh, we just found these guys. They're stagnant descendancy, and we salute them. Fantastic. And we are going to, I think, next grab Guardian Point Defense. That'll be great as well. So we are currently full on influence, and we should definitely work on, say, some capacity subsidies to help out with our energy credits. And some farming subsidies. Oh, right, edict cap. That's a thing. Yeah, we're not going to do that for now, but we'll just boost our energy credits anyway. The excavating team has discovered the source of the foul stench, and it is ill-boding. Closer to the center of the city are enormous piles of dried fecal matter and pools of corrosive bile that exude toxic levels of hydrogen sulfide, making protective equipment necessary to proceed further. The archaeologists could not identify the alien DNA in the fecal matter, but the piles contain partially digested hoarders. Whatever consumed these aliens swallowed them whole. Even more disconcerting is the discovery of a fresh pile. That is disconcerting. Okay, so we're going to hop into our relics here and check our minor artifacts. Okay, that looks fine for now. I think we're going to simply reverse engineer an arcane technology for this exact moment. Yes, 6,000 engineering research. Wonderful. That is absolutely great, and that will help shore up our engineering research shortage. We do require additional harmony tree points here, and we're going to take demotion speed. There we go. We can now also activate a relic, and we are, of course, going to go for the Surveyor again. Neptune, plus 7 energy credits. That's great. We're very happy about that. We're going to back off on our sale of these consumer goods a little bit. In fact, we're going to take this down to 70. I think that will put us negative in our energy credits again, but positive in our consumer goods. And it's only just negative in energy credits. That's great. In Procyon, we are going to put in anchorages. Of course, this is not going to help our energy credit situation, but it will help out our naval capacity, which will help our energy credit situation somewhat. So that's good to know. Anything that we need to do on our worlds here? Yes, this Forge world requires jobs, and we don't need housing for it, so we're going to upgrade to civilian fabricators. Now, we need to keep in mind... These are rare crystals, aren't they? They are rare crystals, upkeep. We don't have a source of rare crystals. We could put in a synthetic crystal plant. And I think that's what we need here. We need to put in a synthetic crystal plant, rather. There's no way around that. We need housing on Trappist, and so we will build a city district for now. That'll be fine. And we can also clear out this toxic kelp. We could go through here and check for tile blockers and just queue up whatever we can, but we're low on energy credits right now, so...
Several civilizations have joined together in a federation.
That's rude of them. Now, why would they do that? This is a tech world here that requires jobs. Now, we don't actually have any tech world happening here, but I'm okay with making this into a tech world. This is completely fine by me, and we're going to, of course, put in... Oh, we actually have... We can put in crystal mines here as well as those gas extraction wells. That's kind of insane, actually. That's a lot of production. We can also do cyto-revitalization centers, and then we can also put in moat harvesting traps here. Can we do that on every world now? I don't think so. So that, of course, means that this world here really becomes a mining world, right? These jobs can't really be dealt with in any real way. I mean, the rest of this can be a tech world, I suppose. Yeah, we do actually want to extend our deal with these guys, and we're going to need to dump some... we'll dump some exotic gases to make that happen. That'll be fine. Okay, everything else is looking good up there. That's fine. How are we doing on our technology? Still a little ways away from that fire rate. Sure. So we're going to want to construct here a naval logistics office, and we're going to want to do the same here. And then we're going to want to upgrade both of these to starholds. Wonderful. So this will boost our naval cap by a decent chunk. And we're going to get some fleet cap from this research as well, right? Plus 10. Yeah, so we're only really going to be able to have one battleship in each of our fleets. But that's okay. And we'll have Guardian Point Defense around that same time as well, which will be a pretty good upgrade to our destroyers and our corvettes. So that is also fantastic. Let's go through these yet again, looking for upgrades to our cyto-revitalization centers. We can upgrade. That one is already in progress. This one we can upgrade. That's fantastic. This one we can't
Incoming
yet.
Transmission.
Only because we're lacking in minerals. Okay. There we go. That one's upgraded, 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 upgraded. Okay, so I think that's all of them upgraded, right? I just want to double check this one last time. We need to make sure that we are growing as quickly as possible, and I want to do this, in fact. Okay. Yes. Oh, this one. Hello. There we go. Perfect. So these guys want us to associate with their federation. We decline. Their Federation has insufficient healthcare. Excellent. We don't need their Federation, in all honesty. So this will be absolutely fine. And we're going to continue working on our naval cap here. So we're going to get another +4 for each of these, and then we're going to upgrade to a Starhold, and these will be an additional 12, so 24 because we have two of these here, and then 48 in total. So yeah, we're going to get +48 from what we've got right now, or actually a little more than 48. We are going to get 56 from what we've got right now. That'll be enough. That will definitely be enough. So that'll do for now. This Forge World here requires jobs of the worker variety. I think we're going to just build an industrial district. That'll be fine. Wonderful. So that is underway. And our patrol fleets they're okay. I'm not going to call them great in terms of their actual strength. We need to boost that strength pretty dramatically. At the very center of the city, overlooking the main square, is a grand, ostensibly decorated palace with a garish neon sign advertising the Empress Motel. Inside it are lavish chambers filled to the brim with treasure, from which the Empress and her board of trusted advisors governed. It's also where the Hoarders held their last stand, defending their Empress and her precious rubricator. With any luck, the rubricator can still be found in its usual spot by the Empress's lilac ribbon. Well, we'll look into it. Fantastic. 1 month left on our society research, and that'll give us that sweet, sweet fire rate. And the command center is the one that we want to put in our structures, our defensive structures, rather. Resources from jobs in capital buildings? Wait, is this... The capital buildings are providing 10% resources from jobs to the whole planet? Or is that only resources generated by the capital buildings? I think it's the former. Because these don't generate resources. They generate amenity, crime reduction, soldiers, and unity. Yeah, so I'm pretty sure that's the way that works. With that being the case, given these other options, we obviously take this. Yeah, it'll increase upkeep, but we don't care because we produce more than we upkeep. That's the way it works. Otherwise, we wouldn't do those jobs. That's just definitionally how that works. So yeah, the command center is going to go into this last building, I think. That said, there's still another one that I think I preferred over the command center. Ooh, another 7 engineering research. That is amazing, and we're going to go grab that. We really need more engineering research. We're quite far behind on that. So 23 more months on those battleships. And that's great. That is absolutely great. Any more buildings that we need here? Nope, that's a negative. Our Emperor has leveled up. Sure, we don't exactly care. 15 months on Guardian Point Defense and 23 on battleships. We're going to immediately send the first fleet back to Seoul. In fact, we're going to send both fleets back to Seoul. It'll be cheaper to maintain them there for now. When we get closer to finishing this, in fact, we are quite close. But we're going to want to upgrade our fleets here in 13 months. So we're going to send them back and hope that we don't break through in that amount of time. Pretty much. This Forge World has worker jobs available. Azizans. Right. We're giving them lots of specialist jobs. Let's give them an agriculture district. That'll solve that problem. This Forge World requires housing. Easy peasy. For now, anyway. Once we start hitting crunches on the actual districts for these, we're going to have to make some hard choices, but that's not a problem for us to deal with right now. Fantastic. We can reorder planets now. That's nice. That didn't used to be a thing, I don't think. But we don't actually care about the planetary order at this exact moment. So, it's all good. It is all good. 10 months left on our Guardian Point defense, but it is time to put a cut in here, so I'm going to go ahead and do that. And next episode, we are going to hopefully get ourselves a Rubricator. It's going to be spicy.
Initiating tactical retreat.
It's happening now. The archaeologists were preparing to leave when they happened upon a large hidden chamber, cluttered with artifacts, gnawed bones, and a substantial amount of fresh slobber. There, under a used royal nose swab, on a four-legged table with a carving of a face they confirm was indeed funny, sat the Rubricator, maker of thingamajigs, right where it was supposed to be. A tiny, insignificant-looking cube, spewing out a continuous stream of artifacts. The Rubricator is a replicator, an ingenious alien invention that can make endless copies of just about any artifact. And soon, it is ours. The planetside team will begin the journey back to the safety of the ship. Thankfully, we will never know what attacked the Hoarders. Yeah, right. Because a snarling, hissing fiend has appeared out of the void. With one swipe of her giant talons, she snatched the archaeology shuttle carrying the excavation team and the Rubricator back to the ISS Nobel, bending it open and prying the Rubricator from within. It seems we have finally had the displeasure of meeting the hoarding rat's assailant. The dragon must have been attracted by their countless treasures and made her nest within the royal palace, feasting upon their bodies. Perhaps she was on the prowl or observed from afar as we excavated the ruins, waiting for the right moment to strike. She appears to be growling something in our general direction. So we can translate her animal noises, and so we shall. But like I said, it is time to put a cut in here, so next episode, we will find out what happens with the Grand Dragon. You can leave your offerings to the engagement gods in the form of likes, comments, subscribes, and bell ringings, and I will see you all next time.